Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve a challenging exponential problem. So right here, we have the problem 5 to the power of x plus 2 minus 25 times 5 to the power of x equals 0. And our first step is to shorten this equation down a bit. As you can see, we have two 5 to the power of x's here. And 5 to the power of x plus 2, we could rewrite this to 5 to the power of x times 5 to the power of 2. And let's just write minus 25 times 5 to the power of x equals 0. All right, so we know that 5 squared, that's 25. And we have to multiply this with 5 to the power of x. Well, because there's two 5 to the power of x's here, why don't we just set 5 to the power of x equal to the variable y? We're doing this because it's going to be much easier to solve this exponential equation. So 5 to the power of x equals y, then this is 25y minus 25 times 5 to the power of x, which is y as well. And this equals 0. And as you can see, 25y minus 25, well, that's just simply 0. So as you can see, we have 0 equals 0. Well, that's not a solution. And this actually means that any value that we put for y will make this equation true. As you can see, if we plug in 1 for y, that's going to be 25. Let me write this here. 25 times 1 minus 25 times 1 equals 0. And that's just simply 25 minus 25, which is still 0 equals 0. And any value that you plug in for y will work. And now why don't we try this in the actual equation itself? Let's plug in a random value. Let's say we have 2, right? We have 5 to the power of x equals 2, so 2 plus 2 minus 25 to the power of 5 to the power of 2. 5 to the power of 2 plus 2 is the same thing as 5 to the power of 4 minus 25 times 5 squared is 25. 5 to the power of 4 is 625, and so is 25 times 25. And as you can see, 625 minus 625, this equals 0. So x has an infinite amount of solutions. Welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x to the power of 5 minus 1 equals 0. Well, our first step is to isolate x, right? We want to get it by itself. So to do that, we need to get rid of this negative 1 here. So to do that, we need to get it to the other side, and how we're going to do that is we're going to add 1 on both sides. So these two would cancel out because negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so this would leave us with x to the power of 5 equals 0 plus 1 is 1. So now that we have this, well, we want to get rid of this exponent here. We just want to get x by itself because that's our goal, finding the value of x, right? So to get rid of this exponent, we got to do the opposite of it, which is finding the root of it. So because its exponent is 5, we're going to put this term to the root of 5. And that would result in both of these two canceling out because remember, these two are opposite and opposites cancel out. Just like -1 and +1, these two cancel out. So what we do on one side, we do on the other side. So we're also going to do the root of 5 on this side. Well, this x to the power of 5 to the root of 5, well, this is the same thing as x to the power of 5 times 1 over 5, right? Because the root of 5 is also 1/5. The square root is 1/2. So what this number is, that's just 1 over that number. And 5 times 1 over 5 is equal to 1, right? So this is x to the power of 1, which obviously equals x, equals the square root, 1 to the root of 5. Well, 1 to the root of 5, this is the same thing as 1 to the power of 1/5. And 1 to the power of anything is simply 1, because that's just how it is. So this is 1. And x to the power of 1 is x. So x equals 1. And this is our answer. Now, why don't we try plugging this in to our original equation? So if we substitute in 1 for x, we get 1 to the power of 5 minus 1 equals 0. Now 1 to the power of 5 is 1, so we get 1 minus 1 equals 0. And 1 minus 1 is obviously 0, so we have 0 equals 0. And because this is right, we know that x equals 1.